Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm Age O'Neill, and this is Beyond Code. We are going to continue with part 14 of the blog Easy as Gist project, and this is kind of at a culminating point. And what I'm ruminating on is the idea of having, so maybe I can show you, there's a template repository, or maybe I can't because I didn't bring that up. Okay, yeah. So I've got a demo template repository. You can click use this template, and I'm not going to go through that process right now, but just, so you see, you can use the template. Well, but then you have to edit the config.yaml. And the config.yaml has just got some mundane stuff in it that you need to replace. You need to replace the title. You need to replace your GitHub URL, your name, just a bunch of stuff that isn't super, it's just mundane. And it seems like, well, couldn't we automate this? And I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, well, we've got an access token for GitHub in GitHub Actions. What if we just access the GitHub API with the information that we have about the user? So if I go over to environment variables here, so in a GitHub action, we get the GitHub actor, which I'm not sure if that's the same as the owner. And we get the GitHub repository, and we get the GitHub ref, which let me see, the name of the head branch, the name of the base branch. One of these I think is the name of the branch, but I maybe it's just ref. Yeah. Anyway, so I got to thinking, how about we just use the info that's available in the GitHub action to template out the repository, and then literally you have to do 0 edits. Whoops, now I've lost my place. To be able to get to the point where you have your blog. So you would just click use this template. You would change the name of it to blog, and then you would go into settings and turn on GitHub pages, and then you would visit bliss.js.org, and you'd be ready to roll. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. I have got comments open on or chat open on YouTube and on Twitch. So when I'm looking over here, I'm looking at YouTube and Twitch. And I will go ahead and we will just get started. Actually, let me move this down a little bit there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to attack this with bash first, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, I will go ahead and let's get out of here. I'm going to call this tpl.sh, and we're just going to take, I'm going to fake some of this information, and we're going to see how we do. So I'm just going to put in this because it's really tedious to test GitHub Actions through GitHub Actions. So I'm going to do my best job of creating this and making it work just by using pretty much the same thing. I'm going to use GH instead of GitHub, because what ends up happening is, which of these do I need? You have to re-export if you want to do it in a normal, sane way, you have to re-export the variables. So I would need to re-export GitHub repository potentially. Let me double check on that. Let me look in the current GitHub Actions. Some of the variables you have to re-export. So do we have, okay, that one, the auth, any of the secrets. Yeah, I'm almost, well, the one that I have, the GitHub token, had to be re-exported, which, let me just go back to where that was right here. GH pages auth, which I should probably call this basic auth rather than pages auth. Let me just go ahead and change that right now. But it needs to be specifically X access token : and then GitHub token. So if I wanted to do GH token by itself, which I may want to do actually, then I would do like this. And if I don't think I need to re-export any of the other ones. I think we're good with what we've got. But I will, since I just renamed that to basic auth, let me see, where do I have GH pages auth? scripts deploy, let's change that to GH basic, because that's more descriptive, especially since we're going to reuse that for grabbing the GitHub API. And I don't need to do anything with the test template right now. So we're going to leave that be, and I'm going to have this one. And so GitHub repository, we're going to set to be, we'll just set it to be this very repository itself. Sorry, I got two different browsers open. Oopsie-lo. But I'm excited about this, because it seems like a small thing, but it's significant that we're taking the number of steps that you have to do down by one. That's especially because it's a tedious one where you just like input information. I want to get this like so straightforward. And then I thought, you know what else I can do? I can actually replace the Readme. The first commit will be updating the templates and then replacing the Readme. So this Readme will tell you what you need to do. And then when it gets deployed for you, you'll get a different Readme that tells you what to do then, that'll have the right URLs and stuff. So I'm really, really, really excited about this. Okay, so that's the GitHub repository. GitHub Actor, I'm not sure, because it says it could be an app, I think, so I don't think we want to use that. And then I think it was GitHub Ref. I wish they wouldn't name these things GitHub, because they're not really GitHub. Well, some of them are not GitHub specific. I wish they would just call them what they are, which is Git. It is a Git ref, not a GitHub ref. But, you know. Okay, action, job, actor, event name, event path, workspace, SHA ref, the branch or tag ref that triggered the workflow. Now, what I need to figure out here is how to do a reverse cut in Bash. And then what else have we got? GitHub head ref, only set for pull requests. Okay, only set for pull requests. Returns the server URL. That one we don't need to worry about. Well, maybe we do, but no, I'm not going to worry about it. It's a little too complex. Because it is possible that somebody would be running this on GitHub Enterprise, and I would like to know how to support that case, but I don't know how to support that case. Oh, hello, welcome. Feel free to comment and ask questions. Let's see, runner OS, runner temp. So I think that's all I need. There are some other variables, but I think that that's what I need, because that will give me enough. Pretty much GitHub repository and GitHub ref will give me enough to fill out the template so that the first time the GitHub action runs, the blog will be built. The only thing the person has to do is click that use template button and then go to the settings and pages and select the GH pages branch. Okay, this is that's this thing that I just went to. Why would it refer me back to the default environment variables when I'm in that section? That's very self-referential. Like, want to learn more? See this section that we're already in. Okay. That was not, that didn't give me any extra benefit. Okay, so that's not what I wanted. I wanted the example, which is refs head feature branch 1. Now, here's the thing. You can actually, I'm not sure how to do this. I think, I could be wrong. If you know more about this than I do, please correct me. But refs/heads, I think that is going to be static. I think it's always going to start with refs, either heads or tags or branches. I think that heads is always going to be, in this particular case of clicking the use template button, I'm pretty sure it's always going to be refs heads. But you could have a branch name that has a slash in it. A slash is a valid character for a branch name. So we need to trim these letters out. And then here we'll need to split these two things up. A slash is not valid for a username or a repository name. So we're all right there. So the first thing we need to do is get GH owner. Let's call it owner because that's more appropriate. And in order to do that, I think what we'll do, and I should put quotes around this. Oh, in every bash script, always set-e, set-u. Save yourself the trouble. That puts bash in strict mode. And I am, let's see, we're going to echo out the GitHub repository. I think we're going to do this twice. Whoops. Okay, we're going to do this twice. We're going to echo it out, and we're going to do cut-d /c1, and then we're going to do gh repo, but we're going to do -c2. And then for this, I don't actually want to cut it. So slashes are not a valid owner name. Slashes are also not a valid repo name. Slashes cannot exist in a valid owner name. Slashes also cannot exist in a valid repo name. Okay, cool. So slashes make a fine delimiter. Now here, slashes can exist in a valid branch name, but it's extremely unlikely in this scenario. Let's see. Maybe we will do this. Branch name, but refs head tag branch. No, it's not called. What's the other one? I think there is like a release or SHA or something like that. I don't remember what the 3 types of refs are. Gosh, I even learned the names of them the other day. So git ref head tag. I looked at the Git documentation. Git references. Git references. Git refs can be. What can they be? Git refs heads. Git. I'm pretty sure, is it tags? Okay, so we have refs can be tags, and what else? Remotes. Okay, remotes. I think that's it. So refs slash heads tags heads tags remotes. The 3rd type of reference, git tags and remotes. Okay, that is a tweetable. There we go. Just I tweet things for safekeeping a lot of times. So the 3 types of Git references are refs heads, refs tags, refs remotes. Are they all plural? Heads, refs tags, refs remotes. They're all plural. Okay, cool. Cool. So now we've identified remotes. Heads, tags, remotes. Cool. So are limited to refs can are enumerated, limited, enumerated. Okay, cool. So what we can do here then is we can count, I guess it would be 3 through, we could say any number. And there's actually a better way to do this with, I think it was with sed. I don't remember. But I think I can just leave it blank. I think that's the same thing. All right, so let's, and this would be git ref. And this also we could call a git repo. That would still be appropriate because it is in fact a git repo name. I don't think that it's valid to have a slash in a repository name on any platform, real or hypothetical. Okay. So what we can do here is let's just put these out. Git ref equals git repo equals and gh owner. And that makes sense because it does. Yeah, take that. Git ref. Cool beans. So let's go ahead and I did cut dash D. Oh, I did dash C instead of dash F. I think it's because earlier I was using, you can either use dash C or dash D. You can count by character or by delimiter. Okay, ref did not work out. Let's try that again. Okay, I'm doing the wrong thing. Ah, yes, yes. Why didn't you call me out on that? Friend? Why didn't you call me out on that? Okay. All right, cool. So we've got that information down, which means let's take this a step further. Now I'm going to have this work in such a way that we're going to do we'll say basic header is going to be equal to what do we do? Because I want to either include this or not include this. I'm not sure how to go about this. I could go quoted and unquoted. I don't know how curl handles empty arguments. I guess I'll just have to do an either or. Okay. So we are going to also define, what do we say? GH basic auth. So let's define that up here. And we're going to define this as empty. And so we're going to say if it is not empty, GH basic auth. And we put the colon dash means if it's not defined in the environment, then treat it as empty rather than erroring out. So we're going to have an if, an else, and an end. And we're going to use curl and say, let's go back here. Actually, I'm going to bring over just the important bit. I'm going to go to that in the other browser, so I'm not switching between browsers here. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I want to curl the GitHub API and we are gonna use GH basic auth if it was available. So if it was not empty, then we're going to use it here. And then we do want, we can't call any variable with GitHub. That's another thing I failed to explain. So in a GitHub action, you cannot use GitHub as the name of a variable. So you can use GH though. So I'm going to say GH owner. And really what we need to do, because an owner can be an organization or it can be an individual. And that can look two ways. So if it's an organization, then it would be orgs like that. And so we kind of have to, I'm not exactly sure what the right way to do this is yet, but we're going to figure it out. I'm just not clear on what that is going to look like. But let's see. Let me do this one. Yeah. So if we can use auth, we're going to use auth. The thing is, you get limited by IP address if you don't use a token. So there's a chance that GitHub has its own IP addresses whitelisted for GitHub Actions, but I don't want to take that chance. So if we're running a GitHub action and we have basic auth, I want to use that. That way I don't run into a situation where the action fails to run because the IP address that's running it has run too many tasks and used up its allotment for the IP address. So instead, it's going to count against the account of the person who is cloning the repo, not against me and not against the IP address. So this is really the best way to go about it. All right, so we've got the, we're not ready to do anything with the ref yet. But what I'm going to do, let's see. Okay, so you just joined in maybe from Twitter because I just tweeted at you. So you know, the way that I'm using the ref here is GitHub will give you something that looks like this. And it actually is valid to have a slash in a branch name. So you could get something that looks like this. But it was important to me to know how they are enumerated. If it was an unbounded set, that there could be any number of things, and if they also allow slashes in them, which would get really messy. And the documentation shows that this is the enumerated set. So if you are doing a GitHub action with the default setup, you will always get a head, meaning essentially a branch. You will never get a tag or a remote. But tags and remotes, tags you will get in other types of actions. So if you set up custom actions to handle tags, like say you release a tag and you want that to trigger a build, you don't want to build every time you push to a head, but you want to trigger a build every time you cut a new tag, then you would want your script to be able to see if the GitHub ref, assuming that it could handle both types of things, you'd want to see whether that ref is heads or tags. And I'm not really quite clear on what the use case for remotes is in terms of like a GitHub action or scripting or something like that. But it would be the way that it's stored in the database itself. Okay. So just one second here. Okay. Now what have I got? This looks good. This should work as is. I do want to do something. I'm going to put in a bad owner in here later. But first, we just need to grab the name out, and I think we do want it quoted. So if we don't want it quoted, we use -r for raw. But in this case, when I get the name, I do want the name to be quoted. So I'm going to say, what should we call this? Because we're going to use this later on. And this is the author, maybe? Is that what we should call it? This is the author and the site title. So let's do this. We're not setting curl to fail, so we're not going to use -f here. I think what we might want to do, let me say my profile. Let's do that. Let's call it profile, and we'll do a little bit of hacky-do. Not hacky-do. We'll do this the right way. All right, so what we want, though, is for it to be silent, but not silent on and silent. We want it to be silent. So if there's an error, what we hope to get back is nothing. That's the ideal right now, is that an error would give us nothing. By the way, that is such a stupid way to do this. There we go. That looks much nicer. It's much more readable. I don't know why I would ever do it any different way. Okay, so from here, what we want to get is my name. And we should be able to get that by doing a little echo of my profile and piping that to JQ. So I need to make sure that JQ gets installed as part of this, which is going to be really simple. I'm going to go into my GitHub workflows and I'm just going to put right here, make sure that we have JQ. And I also want to make sure that we have SD. We're going to use JQ and SD. Maybe we won't use SD because I think we can use sed, and I want to keep the runtime of the action as low as possible. Now, granted, this takes a second. It is because this is grabbing JQ from GitHub releases. These two things come with GitHub releases. Node comes from the Node website, but webinstall.dev is just a little bit of Node that goes and looks up the latest release, or you can give it an @ and then tell it what you want it at. So for example, I might want Hugo at 0.86. Just, lock that down. And let me see what is JQ at right now. JQ is probably permanently a 1.6, but let's just go ahead and, make that canonical here. There we go. We've got v1.6, v16. So we're locking these in so we can guarantee that they are going to execute well. So that's kind of, I guess I could make a dependencies section here, and I could call this, I'm going to do scripts install dependencies. Maybe that's what I should call it. Setup. And maybe just install deps, scripts install deps.sh. And let's just go ahead and move this out there because I want to have as little in the GitHub action as possible and as much in just normal bash as possible, because you should be able to run this from locally without any troubles. And this step is only necessary for GitHub because the way that it treats paths specially. So we don't need that step for anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and just create install deps.sh, and we're going to bin bash this, and that will be that. And then, we should do this there. Scripts. And I should make my scripts executable as well. I think I may have forgotten to do that. So let's do chmod a+x and then do that to all the scripts. See if that changes their mode. I think it will. I'm going to take off my glasses. I don't think I need them. And I may go grab some water in just a second. Hey, welcome to the channel. Or maybe welcome back, whatever it is. I just was going in here and pulling some stuff out into bash. See, my GitHub Actions, I'm actually putting everything I can into bash scripts to keep it really simple so you could run this locally. And I'm only taking over, like there's some stuff that this particular script is very GitHub Action heavy, because what I'm literally doing is saying introspect when the user clicks the use template button, figure out what their username is, what repository they just created, and then we're going to modify the template repository so that it's automatically set up with their username, with their repo, like and even I'm even going to change the Readme on this. So I'm really excited about this. Oh, a welcome to you as well. So hopefully you heard my little spiel there. I don't want to give that again. I try to give it not more than once every 30 seconds, Okay, so I think it actually is time to run this just to check and see. I want to do this one too. So I don't think there's any way that we can know what type. I do want to check real quick at the variables. Where did the variables page go? I might need to pull that over just 1 second. I had that on the other screen. I'm going to pull it over if I can find it. So GitHub variables, there we are. It would be really, really nice if we could tell what type of actor or owner it is, but I don't think we're given that information. So I'm going to just search here for org because, yeah, it doesn't. Let's search for owner. The owner and repository name. Yeah, it doesn't reference that anywhere else. And again, user. Yeah. So it does not tell us whether it is. I'm just going to search real quick. No, I'm not. It's just going to be trial and error. We're just going to say if we don't get the information through this means, then we'll try again with org. So first we'll try to see if we can get the profile via the API. And then if we don't end up with a name, so the other thing that we need to check here is we now need to check. So first I should probably do my profile equals to make sure that it's assigned. Oh, and then we want to make sure that this is silent. The goal there being that we want to get an empty string if it fails. It's okay if it does a 404. We just want to, we don't want to get the content. We just want to get an empty string into my profile. So if my profile, whoops. Oh, I guess that was weird. I've got shell check running. By the way, Vim Essentials, if you are not using Vim Essentials and you use Vim, then you are living below your privileges. So webinstall.dev/Vim Essentials, shell check is included, and it will catch errors in your bash scripts, which is just absolutely phantasmagorical. So, okay, we want to check if this is not empty, then we want to try to get my name. And I guess we should put my name here so we have it defined. And we're going to try to pull name out of there. And so what we should end up with is the user's name. So at this point, checking empty status is Z. N is not empty, and Z is the opposite of N. I don't know why. I just had to memorize that years and years ago. And there we go. And I do, when I'm looking over here, I am checking for comments. So occasionally you'll see me, I'll look right this way. I'm looking at Twitch and at YouTube to see if there are any, particularly it's not comments, it's the top chat. I always say comments because that's what I'm used to saying, but it's actually chat. So I will answer questions and stuff. I say hello when I see that some new people have joined in. I try to be polite that way. Have a good time. So okay, basically, maybe I should check before this. Maybe I should check my profile. Yeah, so I think this is what I need to do. I'm going to move this up. So first we're going to try to check on the user level if profile is there. And then if we don't win at the user level, then we're going to try to check at the org level. And if we don't get that, then I think this script just has to give up. But it should. I mean, if I'm using an access token for the account, even if it's a private account, then the private account with the access token should know what its own organization name is, right? And if it fails and somebody opens up an issue, then I'll know. But if they fork it privately, then this particular project, which is meant to be a blog and serve via GitHub Pages, if they fork it privately, or use template privately, then they won't be able to host GitHub Pages unless they have a paid account and yada yada. In which case, I should probably figure out how to monetize them rather than solving their enterprise problems for free, because this should only fail for enterprise private paid organizations. And so if they are paying for stuff, I should figure out how to monetize that. Anyway, so now we've got the orgs. This should work. One of these two should work, and we get back a pretty similar object. The one thing that I don't know how to do with JQ that I need to look up is, and maybe if you know this, let me know real quick. How do you get it to return, instead of returning null, just to return back nada? Because I want to treat null as empty. So JQ treat null as empty. Maybe I could do a reverse inverted grep let's see. Option treat empty input as null input. Filter for only null values. Return empty string. Yeah, how to nicely remove empty array in JQ. Remove all null values. That's not JQ though. Is this JQ? JQ. 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 Dash in. So dash in removes null values. Was that in the help? Let me go check real quick. JQ dash dash help. Dash in. Use null as the single input value? What? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, null, that's the only place null is mentioned in this documentation. Not sure what to make of that then. But let's try this out. With entries, select value not equal null. Huh? Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, I can just, sure. Okay, let me try this a little bit differently. We're going to do echo like this. Do we get the same thing? Okay, and what do we get if we do dash in? Nothing. Okay, cool. So I guess dash in is really saying how to use it as a string up front, I think. Anyway, the purpose here is we want to eliminate null values. So if I could I pipe this to JQ again, or what's a good way to do this? Can we do pipe? Let's see, dot A. I want to find A. That'll work. Okay, cool. So I think this is my magic string. I'm a little bit hesitant to use things I don't fully understand because that always turns out poorly. But we'll see, my profile, and then we'll just pipe this to JQ for the purpose of pretty printing. And I'm just going to put this right here for now, and we're going to run it up to this point. So this should work. If I do TPL, okay, cool. So I get back everything, and what I want, this is all public API info, what I want is email, but email shows up as null. So we want name and we want email. But email, I don't know what email would show up as null because I'm pretty sure, this may just be because I'm not using the API token, because I'm pretty sure that if you go to GitHub Coolage86, I think it's got my email right there publicly in my profile. So I'm guessing they're just preventing bots from scraping email addresses, and you have to use an API token in order for the email field to be populated. So with that information, I don't like how every single one of these things adds, more milliseconds, because you're timed by the second on a GitHub action. Now this only, I guess I can make it so this only runs if it hasn't run before. So that only runs on the very first time you copy it over, and it won't run. Make it very quick to not run at other times. But anyway, so profile. Let me take a look at that again. It looks like it's flat. So I should be able to get the name flat. So the name should come across really easily. That should always be a string. I don't think there's a case where that will be null, but we'll find out. And then we want to get email. And this is where we got to get a little fancy, which I don't like getting fancy, but it seems like it's the option that I have. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4 JQ-in to treat that as input. And then we're going to use this, which again, I hesitate because it's fancy, but if it works, it works. So let's go ahead and echo out what is my name and my email. Whoops. So there's my name. Echo my email equals, turns out it's actually just faster to type that than it is to figure it out. Okay. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Let's get rid of that right there. So if it is not empty, they're going to do this stuff. Okay. Why is that my email? Okay, that did not work. That did not work the way that I was expecting it to. Okay, we're going to try this a different way. I'm going to try echo this to JQ. And then that select value not equal to null, and then pipe to .email should give us back just .email, I think. So let's try that way, and let's see how that works out for us. Email equals null. No, I specifically do not want null. Okay, let me read that Stack Overflow post again. If somebody else has got an idea about this, please let me know. I will check the comments here. But where was that at? Darn it, I lost it. Here we go. So with entry select .value not equal null. Okay, also paths can be used. All right. Yeah, JQ can get really complex. Del paths, keys minus paths map, add. The following illustrates how to remove the null valued keys from a JSON object. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, because that is just getting too fancy for me. We're going to just do JQ.email, because that makes perfect sense. And then we're going to do a reverse grep for null. And let's see, that's going to be a string value. So let's do a reverse grep for quote null. And then let's take that one step further. We can do cut. We're going to do the field is quote, or the delimiter is quote, and then the field is to. So what this will do is it'll grab the email wrapped in quotes, because we're not using -r. Then it will only select lines that are not null. I guess I could do that in a different way. Let me actually do this in a different way. I think it would be better to compare to the string null. This would be more intuitive. So here's what I do. If null is equal, or should we do it this way? Is it like that, or is it like this? I don't remember. But anyway, my email. Then we're going to say my email is empty. I think that is fair. So we should end up with email being empty, not null. Great, excellent. Okay, so now for my next trick. Now I'm going to use the GitHub Events API to get the email address. Thank you. Oh, William, nice to have you back. Build a small little community, get to know people. So cool. All right. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, now we see that email is empty. So this, I do not like the complexity of this in terms of, I don't want to be writing a ton of bash, but this is okay because this stuff is just about templating the GitHub action. It is not about what a person generally needs to be concerned with to run this locally. Although if they run it locally, it will work. Okay, so next, here's what we can do. Let's see. I wonder if, does an org have events? Let's see if an org has events real quick. So can we go from users to orgs and then do, let's see, Beyond Code Bootcamp, events public. Okay. That's all right. So whether they're running this locally or remotely, because this one, if they're running it in GitHub Actions, we shouldn't end up with a null email problem because it's going to be asking them for their profile with their token. So if they don't get their email address with their own token, I don't know what to tell you. Although, and there's also probably one other thing that I should look at, which is GitHub API. There's probably a me resource. So if we went here, do we have, let's see, overview, reference? Do we have something for users? Do we have like a self or a me? Let me just look. Actions, apps, billing checks, emojis, just database interactions, issues, markdown, going down the list here. Organizations, maybe repositories, GitHub app permissions. Is there a /me? That's what I want to know. Okay, there is a /user, which that looks like the /me. Let me go back up to that. Oops, I went all the way down to the bottom and it is right up at the top. So let's go back up to the top there. I'm guessing that, yeah, so if the authenticated user is authenticated through, then the responsibility is public profile information, yada, yada. Okay. So this should be the same. Yeah, this is the same. I'm just going to make note of this because I probably am not going to use this at this time. But I'm just going to make note of it. Do we see email in here? Company, email is there. Okay. So I'm going to guess that organizations does the same thing, has a /orgs. Let's see. Do we have that organizations? No, that's that a user belongs to. So how about a /org, just plain /org? /org. Nah. All right. And then I'm just going to look over here again real quick. /users. Do we have a /org in here? /organizations. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. So going back to here, I do want to make note that if we have the token, then in theory, we should not need to put the owner, because we should be able to, let me just comment that out. We should just be able to do this right here. So in theory, that's going to work. And that's what I want to go with the first try on the action deploy. All right. So then if we still don't have the email though, so if, email is empty. Oh, hello and welcome. I'm figuring out how to use the information that's available through GitHub's API with the GitHub token for the user that's available in a GitHub action to figure out all of their details to put into a config file for their blog. So they're going to click the use template button, and then the GitHub action is going to run immediately. And the GitHub action is going to check to see, does the config file have the values filled out? And if not, it's going to go mess with the API to get all the information about what they named the repository, what their name is, etc., fill out the config file. Then that will trigger their blog to build. And so they will have a hello world blog having done nothing as soon as they go in and go to pages and select GH pages branch under settings, the blog will be there all filled out. So it's as close to 0 steps as is possible at this point, or I don't think it can get any closer with the way that I'm going about it. Anyway, so email. So if email is empty, because N means not empty and Z means the opposite of N. It's inverted N, but yeah, that's how I remember it. Then we need to grab and this will be GH owner, although we could know if we get back profile information. Like we should know this, my type, and we should assume that the type is a user, but if not, like here we should be able to, well, I guess this is the thing. Yeah, I kind of want to say it's either a user, because everything, I don't think there's, I guess there could be private organizations. I don't think you could be a private user on GitHub. Anyway, these are I will say this. I'll just put this to do. Is it at all possible for a user to not have, for a valid user, because you could have a sign up but then never have validated your email, and in which case I don't care about that. Is it possible for a verified user to not have a public profile, to be hidden? If you know, let me know. All right. Because I like to be correct. Sometimes I get a little bit, I need to move forward, but I like to be correct. So I like to know what is the actual answer, not just like, does this work once? Does this work on my machine? Does this work for my account? But what are the conditions that are possible for success and failure? And that's one that just came to me where it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's if that's possible or not. Anyway, so we're going to take this thing. And again, we're going to do the same thing. And the reason that I'm doing it this way is I don't, again, like, help me out if you know. And there probably is a way to do this, but I don't know if there's a way for me to specify this header as a variable, because it has two parts. It has this. This is how I could try that out, actually. I know what to do to try this out, because I want to know before it goes into the action. So I'm going to do this. I'm gonna figure out. We're gonna do a bunch of V's, VVV, and then I'm gonna say https example.com. That's actually a real domain you can go against. They have an HTTPS certificate. There's a lot of the other ones, like the .devs and like the things that we didn't ever think were going to be top level domains, and now they are. But example.com will always be a test domain. Anyway, so can I do this? Can I say header foo bar header baz kooks? Let's see what happens. And I should have done, okay. So I can put that as a variable. So let me clean this up a little bit. And we'll just put it as a variable. So what I'll have then is, if I have basic auth, then we'll do my curl, my basic header is going to be equal to, and we'll do like this, -h, and then basic auth, like that. So that should work. And then I don't have to do these if statements like this. Instead, well, whoops. No, I would do it like my basic header is nothing, and my basic header is this, like that. And then I don't have to have all of these things so different. Well, I might still want it to be different for that particular case there. If I decide to do, well, okay, so for that case, excuse me. Okay, I actually do want this to be different, but only because I am using, sorry, I'm thinking and typing at the same time and getting ahead of myself. Okay. This one I'm going to be using a different URL if it's authenticated. So that's why that one is actually still going to stay in this if block. But now I can go to this one. This does not actually need to have a separate if block between the two, because I can just include this. Hopefully it'll work. Maybe I don't even need. This is one of those things. We'll find out. Before I go change this any further, I need to test that again. Sorry. Okay, let me undo those changes because I'm actually not certain that they are going to work yet. So let's go back because I know this will work. So let's go back to what I know will work, and I'm just going to create a little test real quick to see how it will respond. So we're going to take my basic header, and we're going to give curl this empty string, and we'll give it right here, because if it's gonna cause us an error to have an empty string option being given to curl, that's the place where it's going to cause it. Okay. Oh, it's mad because I didn't do that. And I'm just going to put myself in there real quick. And then bin bash set-e set-u. Okay, basic header. That's really what I want to find out. I want to find out, will this work the way that I want it to when it's an empty string? Or will it fail saying, you gave me an empty string as an argument? Because that would be an empty string as an argument if it's an empty string. But I could greatly simplify this and not have so many ifs, if that will work. Okay, that works. So let's just do a little one more thing here. Whoops. Man, I'm glad that it ignores empty strings. Let's just try VVV, get rid of -s, and make sure that if we do a little foo and bar, that this is still kosher and still works. I mean, it might fail because GitHub might be like, I don't know what foo is. Okay, but let's see. TLS connection successful. What is it that I sent? Server x strict something something. Is that what I'm getting back? I want to know what I sent. Maybe I need to scroll up further. Oh, here it is. Okay, host, user agent, foo, accept. Cool. All right. Confirmed. I feel good about it. It will work if I switch these over. So let's copy this and move this 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that should, I don't know if shell check is auto formatting to 4 spaces for me or not. Okay, so then I still need that one on the premise that I'm using a different URL. My basic header. All right. But this next one, I don't have to do this. I can just say, if you've got it, use it. If you don't got it, don't use it. So that becomes simpler, and I like that. And then the same thing for this right here. Now, I'm not going to have to do extra work on this. And by the way, I should quote these. Let me see, is that one quoted? Yeah, I'm only quoting at the ends. Let me go ahead and make sure these are quoted the whole way through. And then check and see if I got any comments. No comments. All right. Feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to answer them. You know, I enjoy going on a little tangent now and then, as William well knows. Alrighty. So we're going to end that there. Is that all correct? API, GitHub, yada, yada. Yep. All right, so here, I think I might want to do, yeah. I don't know what advantage or disadvantage you get with the whole accept, you know, giving it, say, we accept custom GitHub JSON as opposed to just not saying what you accept, but it's not going to hurt. Okay, and then this whole thing, we need to wrap this in. Oh, this is going to be nasty. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pipe this all to grep, and we're just going to grab the lines that say email. And there is something, there's like a grep-q, I think is what it is. It stops on the first match. So let me test that real quick. So let's do test.txt, and then we're going to say email equals x, email equals a, b, c, d, and then we're going to do grep-q email test.txt. No, that one is too quiet because it will, let's see, what is it? Is it sed? What was it? Sed up to, all right, head up to first occurrence. I don't know if I spelled occurrence right. That might be with an E. English is hard. It's occurrence. Okay. There we go. This is the Stack Overflow that helped me. You can use head. No, this isn't the one. Because somebody showed how to do it with sed, and I think it was a /q. Let me try sed real quick. Sed email /q. Maybe this was it. Maybe it was q/email. I don't know what it was. But there was some command that just reads the first match. I'm searching directory with grep following arguments, hoping to return only the first match. Fortunately, it returns more than one match. Okay. Unhead-1. M returns a match in any given file, but will still continue to search in other files. Okay, yeah. So we could do this then. We could do, because if we do, was it test.txt, and then we pipe that to grep, and then we do -m1, and we say email. First one, great. Okay, that works, satisfies my need. That's what we're going to use. All right, and I mean, it wouldn't, we could pipe from grep to head and all that, but also another thing that could be cool. Actually, okay, there's another thing. There's another thing. I want to do sort by number of occurrences. What we could actually do, because this is going to give us a bunch of emails for every commit event. And so what I can do instead is I can actually let it do the full count. And then unique -c count sort -n. Yeah, let's see how this turns out. Okay, sort. Put the most common lines first, NR. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna over-engineer this because there ain't no engineering like over-engineering. NR head -1. There we go. That's gonna be beautiful. And I'm gonna take this out so I can test it real quick. Yeah, you should know the sed trivia considering that your username is sedawk. Thanks for that. Okay, so let's run this test. All right, there we go. We're going to say ghowner is equal to coolage86. All right, my basic header is going to be nada. And then we're going to run all this, and we should get back the email that is the most popular email. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh. grep email. There we go. Okay. And then, of course, we can do, let's field 1, 2, 3, 4, field 4. So then cut -d, field delimiter is quote, and the field is number 4. So this gives us an extremely high degree of confidence of the person's email in case we are operating without a token locally, because again, like I said, if we are operating in GitHub Actions, the likelihood that the prior doesn't satisfy their requirements is kind of insane. Okay, do I want to do it like that? I don't know if I want to do it like this. Okay, that works. That works. So we're going to do this. That is how we're going to solve the problem. It's going to return the last 100 commits or so and what email addresses in those commits. So we're getting their email. So we should have gotten their name. If we don't have their name, you know, all bets are off. But in any case, let's run this. It takes way too long, but it does give us back all of the information that we need. Now we can write out their config file. So that's the next step, is let's take a look at the config file. And there's actually a couple of things I need to add based on some PRs that aren't finished yet, but it's okay. I can add the stuff in the config file before the theme is completely ready. Okay, so we want to, there's a couple things we want to add in here. Let me check and see. Enable get info, we want to be true. That one, no big deal. The other one, utterances. So utterances is this really cool thing. Utterance, whoops. It gives you comments based on get issues. So you have a statically built site like this. You include their little bit of code, which is this right here, for which you need to have the repo name. And then it turns into this, and you get comments. So the comments just become part of an issue. So they can sign in with GitHub, and it uses the GitHub. I think it just uses the GitHub API straight from the page, if I'm not mistaken. It uses, but it adds them as an app. So they've kind of outsourced. It's like OAuth to the second level, because you don't have to have you don't have to go get the OAuth token and secret and all that. They can get it. And so it runs through them, but it can run on your page. So I don't know if I'm probably not explaining that very well, because I'm not explaining that very well, but it's all right. Okay, so enable get info. We're going to say that's true. And I actually want to put that down at the bottom. Oh, that's already in here. Good. And then we need utterances repo. And then what I need to do here is just put repo. I'm going to go replace these with things that I can tokenize. So we're going to call this owner, and we're going to call this repo. And we're going to go up here, and we're going to call this name. And we're going to call this repo. Let's see. That needs to be owner/repo. Yep. This is going to be owner. This is going to be name. This is going to be email. So maybe I can just go like that. I don't like that. We're going to Okay, we're gonna do this. So I am gonna take that name out of quotes, actually. All right, we can do this as name. Yeah, there's just a bunch of this stuff that, oh, and branch. We can do, I'll call it branch because it's a ref. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now let's make this awesome. So where was name? My name equals, whoops. And we need to do -r so that we get rid of the quotes. And I'm going to do the same thing there. Oh, profile. Yeah, so we should get profile. We should get name. Checking back over here. All right, no comments yet. Are you enjoying this? If you are, consider giving it a thumbs up. I'm not trying to, fish for thumbs up, but if you like what you like, you get more of what you like. So I know there's like a lot of YouTubers out there and, it's a thing you got to say, but it is a thing you have to say because sometimes people like things, but when you say, hey, are you liking this? And they're like, oh yeah, I kind of do like this. Like, boom, So that's why I say it. Yeah, so this is looking really good at this point. Let me run this again one more time just to confirm the output, what it looks like here. That takes way too long to run. It'll probably take it'd be a little faster on GitHub's infrastructure because it'll probably be their servers talking to each other. They probably have an API server that is GitHub Actions is going to run probably in Azure. I think all of GitHub runs in Azure by now if it wasn't already running there before, because I think they were already invested in by Microsoft before. I don't remember. But yeah, so all of this stuff was already, probably really close together, but I would imagine GitHub Actions is running either in or on the edge of the infrastructure, so it shouldn't take so long to run these network requests against their API. Of course, none of that matters because what really happens is when something goes into GitHub Pages, then it gets in a queue and then it has to fight against the caching mechanism because even once it makes it to GitHub Pages, it takes it another 30 seconds or a minute before it becomes available. So I want it to be instantaneous. That's not going to happen even in the best possible scenario. That said, let's get back in here and we need to have a good condition to exit out of here. I'm just going to put that as a to-do for this. To-do condition of early exit. If no XXX exists, then don't run. So that might be what that looks like. But as of right now, and then we are, okay, I do want SD. And I want SD for one simple reason. I don't want to have to deal with the difference between sed on Mac and Linux. Or maybe, yeah, I don't want to have to deal with it. We're gonna put SD into the dependencies because it's just, and then SD works on Windows too. So then if we wanted to adapt this to a PowerShell script, it's really easy. All right, what are we at? 0.7. So that's what I'm going to lock it to. There we go. Yeah, and I love, this is another thing I love about web install. If you wanted to have something install from Brew, well, first of all, they'd have to have Brew install, which is 400 megabytes of download, which can take quite some time. But then it has to do its updates and it has to do all its cleanup process. Webinstall.dev, boom, instant install. You can put it in something like, for example, GitHub Actions, because it's instantaneous. And especially when, like with most of those tools, it is grabbing them from GitHub releases anyway, so GitHub Actions is going to be right on the edge. It's not going to slow you down, which you care about because it's charged by the second. Okay, so we're going to run SD. And what are we replacing? I'm just going to do S for string replace because we want to replace branch with ref. Let's go ahead and we're going to use double quotes for that. And we're going to do this in config.yaml. And there's probably a more efficient way, but again, we're talking milliseconds here. So it shouldn't be a problem for this to run a whole bunch of times, but we're going to replace owner with gh owner. Let's actually make that the first because that's the one that's the most GitHub specific, I think. And then let's do repo next because that's the largest, most important. So now we're going to do git repo. And then I don't know why I decided to do my name and my email like that, lowercase. I guess because I was thinking if I wanted to export this somewhere else, like if I wanted to call another script, this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to want to call it with. So I'm going to keep them named as such for now. It doesn't really matter. And then email is going to be my email. And so it's going to follow the quotes. Might end up being empty. I'm trying to think. There's probably some things that could go wrong with this in terms of, because in Hugo, the templates have an is set, which is different than is empty string. And there might be something that encompasses both, but I'll have to figure that out later. Anyway, with this, I think I want to first go ahead and add the new config YAML. I'm going to go ahead and move this the scripts into scripts, and we're going to call it GA render. Maybe that's GA template. I don't know what to call it. Got any ideas? But we're going to add all of the scripts. Let me go back into the GitHub Actions, and I should probably, I don't know if I give this action a different name. My site builder seems a little bit bleh. Okay, so run, build, way before we do that. So we do want to run install deps. That needs to happen first. We do want to do this git user stuff. So let's do this. GA template. Did I call it template or render? Obviously template is the better name. Yes, good. Because I've chosen it 2 or 3 times now. All right, so also what we need to do is if running the template causes a change, then at that point we know that we want to recommit to the same repository, which we can, which I'm going to do. Okay, there's another thing that I need to do here. I'm going to have to take a second to think in a minute. Okay, all of those we can get without a problem. Let's see, utterances term is going to be path name, but that's going to be the default. Let's just go with this though, term, path name. I like to be explicit. Explicit over implicit. Oh, hello. I saw you joined in a minute ago and I forgot to say hi. But welcome. Feel free to ask questions. And then, okay, good. Sometimes I forget to look at Twitch because Twitch people, it's a different community. I understand the YouTube community a little bit better, and so I tend to look at the YouTube comments more. Anyway, so I think I got this all sorted out. But I think there was still like some John Doe type stuff in here. Readme. Or some stuff that I wanted to change. Like, for example, index. So I had here I'm John Doe. but I don't really want to do that right now. I think this is good. Minimal touch points is good. Okay, so what's the config.yaml difference that I just made? Oh, it's just utterances. Yeah, let's add that. Okay, so I'm going to do a whip commit on this. Let me see. Was my last commit a whip commit? Yes, it was. I'll be interested to see what I put in there because I don't remember. I think I was just working up to this point, but I'm going to do another whip commit. And because I don't think people, very many, at least like maybe one or something, have been clicking the use template button on this, and it's not even ready. It's not. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I was going to say, I'm just going to, like, even though this is main, because I need to test the GitHub action from main, otherwise I need to go set up the GitHub action to have special conditions to work on the non-default branch, etc. I just, and the main, one of the main reasons I wanted to do the script was just to be able to determine whether they're using master or main. But anyway, I'm just going to whip commit, and then I'd force push over this because I don't force push over things where other people are going to be checking it out and not actively rebasing, which I expect main would not be actively. You would rebase from main. You don't rebase main itself. Well, I mean, you rebase it, but you don't change its history. You have clean rebases, fast forward rebases. Anyway, so this is GitHub action update GitHub action to run template. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and push this. And I should have run this. Let's see. Let's run install deps. Let's make sure that this works. All right. So that worked. And of course, now, because I did that, I need to reinstall Json and Prettier because I just flip-flopped my version of Node. I think I was on 14 because reasons. But I don't think I need 14 anymore. I think the thing that I was sticking on 14 for has now been updated. Okay. So now let's do GA template. And let's see if we get, yeah, look at that. Looking good. All right, so we're going to check how this action ran. Oh, whoops, I forgot to do the commit. So this is what we need to do. Scripts. Okay, here's what we need to do. I need a way to know if this is in fact a GitHub action. Oh, and we need to get rid of that there. So ghbasic auth is equal to, this should be ghbasic auth. Okay, that needs to be fixed. And is it fair to just look for that character inside of config.yaml? Okay, git checkout config.yaml, and then do that again. And then let's just make sure it works with grep, because sometimes characters like that are escaped differently in different programs. By the way, rip grep again, webinstall.dev/rg. If you're still using grep, do yourself a favor, get rip grep. It does all the right things by default, and the flags are pretty much the same. The regex is JavaScript style rather than the old BSD Perl style. So essentially easier. It's Vim regex are Perl style, I believe, and then JavaScript regex is like everything that you use in all the tools that are modern. JavaScript regex is kind of taken over. It's probably this, Python regex is probably really similar. Anyway, let me see. We got no more comments. So this, in just a second, this will be really cool. You that are watching, you can go here, you can click the use template button, and it should build your site. but I need to do a couple of things here. So first, we don't want grep to fail. All right, grep don't fail on empty match. Print grep returning error. Grep set e ps grep bar grep or true. That doesn't look right. Seriously? Is it just grep or true? Is that how we do it? Okay, fine, I guess. Nope. All right, fine. We'll do it. We'll do it. Grep. Oh, you know what we do though? I remember now. I remember now. So if not grep this in config.yaml, then we can do a soft exit. So exit success. And echo config.yaml. I think we need to do one better than that though. We need to say owner or repo. Let's see if this will work. If this works, I'm satisfied. All right, config.yaml. All right, so that should work. Let's try backslash on the or. Perfect. Okay, and then, no, where am I going? So backslash on the or, it's in single quotes, so that should work as expected. So if we get nothing back on that, then is up to date. I should say appears up to date. Skip. Alrighty, so we've got that to do taken care of. So we're not going to run this if config.yaml has already been templated. Great, save ourselves some time there. And then at the end, I need to figure out if this is running a GitHub Actions, which would mean that GH basic auth exists. So I think what I'm going to do is down here, if not empty GH basic auth, then we're going to do git add config.yaml, git commit -m, and then what did I do the other one? Commit deploy latest build, commit deploy, pre-deploy, I don't know, complete config.yaml from owner's GitHub profile. And then we should do git push to origin and then git ref. And that should work. So let me go ahead and run it locally, see what it looks like. Oh, I didn't actually want that to print out. So maybe I do dev null on this. Yeah, I think that's what I do. So let's do a git checkout of config YAML. That should give us everything's kosher. Run the script again. Looks good. And then let's check out our diff of the YAML file. Looks excellent. Super, super satisfied. And then this would be fix up. Check ghbasic auth and config.yaml completeness. All right. Now is the time. By the way, are any of you fans of Pikmin? I have Pikmin right there. I don't know if you could see it. You can't see it, but it's right. There's my GameCube. And right here is Pikmin. Pikmin is one of my favorite games. I really love Pikmin 3 because it's nice to play it in high def. Sometimes it's nice when things are not old school pixelated. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so none of that future forward stuff is going to cause any problems. It's just when I do get the couple of changes merged in. Oh, and then I'm also going to want to change the README. There is one thing that I'm going to want to change in the README. So basically, this is my idea that kind of pulls everything together. So we should have our readme.tpl like this. So now it should say, it should be like, great, your blog is ready. Visit bliss.js.org to make your first post. And then we're going to fill this out, bliss.js.org, and then we're going to put in here owner equals owner and repo equals repo. And, oh, actually, you know what I'll do to slim this down because I'll reuse this a couple of times? It'll be bliss. Or we'll call it new post. Okay. So this is how we'll do it. So repo equals repo, branch equals branch. And we can actually do like this. Yeah, that's better. So owner equals owner, repo equals repos, branch equals branch, and then host equals GitHub, and then it'll be generator. I don't know what the name for this should be because it shouldn't be called blog. It's the SSG, but I think SSG is a little bit much. So generator, would that be the right name? Renderer? I don't know. Things like Hugo, Zola, Gatsby. What do we call those things? Theme equals Eon. So I'm thinking, boom, right there. That is the thing. So visit this to make your first post, and then this is new post. And then actually, it'd be really cool if I could get this visualized a little bit better. I could take these out because we don't need to know the host. I could basically say something like and GA, GitHub Actions. GA and then maybe we shorten this down. ORB. Something like that. Then that's a little bit more digestible. And then we bring this in like so. What do you think? So we run the same process. New post. Go to, I kind of want instructions in here. So like how to make a new post, where to edit post. So new post would take you to Bliss, and then edit post would take you to your own repository, which actually should just be as simple as linking to /content blog. I don't know what this should look like. Something like that. Anyway, let's see if that action finished, because I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Okay, actions. Oh, it failed. All right, cool. Well, that's good to know. Let's find out why it failed. It failed at the template step. Failed to push some refs. Oh, whoops. I know why that is. Because I was goofing around by setting these all right, so GitHub repository. Let's just leave these as examples. Examples. So what could we do here? I don't know what we could do here. What would we do? Base name of PWD or something? Who am I? Oh, owner. Whoops. Yeah, I don't even, I guess. Maybe this should be something. GitHub repository, or what's a good example user's name? Owner, my owner / my project. Let's do that. And then do that. Like that? Yeah. Or maybe, who am I and what else? Be like PWD base name, PWD, PWD, dir name. Oops, I need to be in bash to check this out. Dir name, PWD. No, base name. Cool. Yeah, so we'll give some reasonable defaults. And this should definitely have quotes around it. That quotes doesn't matter because there's quotes around this. Cool. quotes. Here we go. Example would be there we are. Are there any more hard-coded values in here that I had set up? My type. I ended up not using my type. I'll just comment that out. Okay. Let's go ahead and add this. So this was a fix-up, hard-coded var names. All right, let me do checkout of config.yaml and then run that script locally again. That did not work out as expected. Let's try that again. Git ref equals GitHub ref, GitHub. Maybe I need to put some quotes around this one. Oh no, this was wrong. This is quite wrong. We're going to have to commit that again. Okay. So let's check out GitHub, the config YAML, run this, see if it looks right. It does not look right still. That's okay. I know why it doesn't look right. All right, cool. Let's check that out. Let's add this. Fix up. There we go. Run that again. This time it should run correctly. And then what was that other thing I was going down the rabbit hole of? I already forgot. That's probably going down the rabbit holes. All right. Come on. You can do it. I know you can. Let's see if the coding singularity strikes. It's a joke. So Ryan and I would often code things just by looking at the problem and then sending a message. It's like what do we used to call them? Instant messages. Now we call them DMs, whatever. I'd send him something with some code, just off the top of my head, and then it would work, and it would be like a complex regular expression or something like that. And so we jokingly call it, like when I have a hole-in-one on some untested code, I call it this. We call it the code singularity. All right, but this looks really good. The only problem with running that job, of course, is that it just replaced my my YAML, and now I can't stop it because every time I push it, it's going to. Okay, so now we have to do another thing. Okay, we have to say if. Let's see. So how do we determine that it is, in fact, the template repository? So if this is the template repository, don't replace the template. I think what I'm going to have to do is this. If coolage86/bliss demo template is equal to this, then we're going to do an exit 0. We're going to do an echo skip. Don't replace the template on the template repository. And then I think I want an OR to this as well, because I'm going to want to do the same thing and say Beyond Code Bootcamp, which I don't know if it comes down as lowercase or not. Let's assume that it does. Bliss template. So really, I actually want to go a little bit further than this then. In this particular case, I want to check to see if template, let's do this. If grep template, and we'll have to do this. Oh, shell check doesn't like this. Okay. How do we do grep a string? Grep string. Grep string argument. Passing search string to grep as a variable. Yeah, echo or bash specific here string. Blah, 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 blah. You can use the bash feature, then match. We'll just use echo. I know that you can do some of these things in bash, but again, I try to limit what I learn. I don't want to learn bash regular expressions and grep regular expressions. I just want to learn one. So I'm just going to, like, grep is the right tool for the job. I'm not going to use the niche features of bash to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to echo this. And if it has dash template, which we're going to put to dev/null, then we're going to say that's good enough for me. This is a template repository. Good. Okay, so now I need to do git stash, git pull, git stash pop. I need to do a git log. We want to do a git reset. Git reset, just a soft one. Checkout config.yaml. Oops. And then we're going to add the GA template script. We're going to commit that with fixup don't template self. And we're going to push that, and then I'm going to go back to working on the Readme template. Okay, that's okay. It says you're overwriting previous history. Yes, I am, because I'm removing a commit that was there. Now what I'm going back to the template repository, the template Readme, and I want something that looks like this. So, hey, wake up, you people. Yeah, you that are watching. I want your feedback on something real quick, because I know some of you are just kind of listening to this mindlessly while you're doing other stuff. But I really would like feedback on this. What should the README look like once the GitHub action has run? I'm thinking something like this. So you visit, it says visit bliss.js.org to make your first post, and it gives you this mabob. And then I want to kind of include documentation, but this seems maybe a little bit too much. Whenever you make new post as easy as gist. As easy as gists. You can make new posts as easy as gists. Bliss will fill out the front matter for you. Just type out just write your post. Let's see here. I actually want to try this. Post. And I'm looking. No, nothing. You guys got nothing. Well, at least say, hey, that's good. I like it, or something. I mean, not that I'm trying to tell you how to live your life, but I'm just trying to tell you a little bit how to live your life. All right. Just write your post and Bliss will fill out the front matter for you. Click Add to GitHub and then commit. Your new post will build automatically. All right, let's see here. Manage your existing posts directly on GitHub. Manage your existing posts directly on GitHub. Don't worry. .git info last mod will pull the new updated well, let's see, update the updated at date. Date from Git. Click edit, and edit and commit. Okay. Tough crowd, tough crowd. All right, so I think this is good. So I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna check this out, the GA template thing here too. So what I'm gonna have this do as well is run this on git rm-rf readme.md and then git mv readme.tpl.md readme.md and then complete and readme.md from GitHub profile. There we go. So we're going to do all the same things here, but this one we're going to do config.yaml readme.readme.md. There we are. Man, it's kind of a long bash script. Oh, another thing I ought to do with this, which I always ought to do with bash, is create a main function and then run the main function. I guess it's not really necessary because there's only one function here, so maybe I'll get rid of that. I don't remember what the other benefits of it are, so yeah, we can just forego that for the time being. All right. Maybe like that? Sure. In which case, I kind of prefer to do that. All right, git commit -m fix up. Well, this is actually a feature, but whatever. Feature template example template readme.tpl.md. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Why did this one still commit to itself? There's the question at hand. Template. Invalid option. Ah, I see that. I see that. Okay, so yes, in order to do this grep, we need to add the double dash. All right. Understood. Okay, git push dash f origin main. Now it should not template itself. Dang, this is awesome. I'm really excited about this. What I got to figure out, though, is now, in the next couple of minutes, I need to update bliss.js.org so that if it gets those query params, that it does the right thing. All right, template failed. Readme. Oh, I didn't add it. All right, feature. Fix up. Add readme.tapl.md. Ba-da-da-da. Okay, grep. Oh, if okay, whoops. All right, let's more fix-ups. Alrighty, so now this should run just fine, and we should have a little bash. Script templates everything out, modifies, get checkout, config.yaml, bash. Okay, so why does it exit git diff? All right, so what's going on here? Oh, whoops. TPL. 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 And then maybe for that one, maybe instead of using all the brackets, maybe we should use braces here. That's a little bit, comes out a little bit cleaner, I think. Yeah, let's consider that. I will. Okay. So I think that will be a smart switch. Okay. Do we have any more brackets that I need to deal with? No, that looks good. Okay, so we're gonna switch this in the template. We're gonna swap out angles for braces. Yes. And same thing, we're gonna swap out closing angles for closing braces. Yes. And git checkout config.yaml, git diff readme .tpl. Yep. Okay. I think that does it. Cool, cool. Let's see, the last build work. First of all, it should have just skipped building. So we go to template, we should just see skip. Yay! This is good. All right. All right, use this template. So let's just make this look a little nicer. We could put a video in there. Let's see. Blog template. Okay. Oh, I should put that info in here too. So in the README blog, new post, edit post. Contender. Dun, 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 dun. Create your first post. Okay. View. And this is going to be owner.github.io / repo, right? Now there is one edge case here to do. Edge case. So if it looks like this, is actually like that. All right, that's something not too much to worry about there. View blog. Go. Yeah. All right, you can now I want to say something like if you can, like, as long as you I'll just put it like this. Don't see your blog. Did you remember to go to... Oh, this is so awesome because I can go directly, I can give a link directly to whatever the blog is. We can go directly, oh, I can deep link to pages. Oh man. Yes. Yes. Oh, so good. So good. All right, did you remember to go to? Yes. And select branch. Select GH pages. Okay, what does this look like? Branch GH pages / root. Let me go look at another one that hasn't been set up yet because I need to get the wording right for a new project, not an existing project. There we go, node walk. That does not have GitHub pages. So let me go to pages here, source. Don't see GH pages. Oh, and then I can go directly to actions and I can check to make sure that the action ran. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, yes. Generally, the template process only takes about 30 seconds. You can check to see if it's finished at, and then we just put in here good old owner and repo. Oh, yes. Oh, and then, you know, we can, do I not have prettier in here? I don't have prettier in here yet. Shame on me. So we're going to get prettier in here. Let's see. This one, single quote, bracket spacing, prose wraps. Yeah, sure. So we're going to get prettier, c.json. And then we don't really need a JS hint in here, do we? Because there's not a lot of JavaScript. This is just template. Oh, sorry, I haven't looked over at the comments for a while now. Okay. No new comments. Let's see, what else? What all is here? Settings pages. Settings pages. I kind of like that. Actions. Actions. GH actions. Okay, new post bliss new. And then maybe I want to call this not view blog, but blog view. Okay. Maybe I'll just put all these up at the top. Seems pretty reasonable. And then do I have like a contenter? I don't necessarily like all those names, but whatever. I do kind of prefer to put the ng at the end here. All right, this is starting to look really good. GitHub IO should be, oh, that's what we called blog view. Let's replace blog view with GitHub IO. And let's replace, say, bliss new with bliss, just bliss. Bliss new makes sense. All right. Let's bring this around. Good news. Your blog is ready. Okay. Did you remember? Okay, that's what we're looking at here. So I need to get the wording right on source. And go to visit, select source, branch. Oh, this should be no. GH pages. Is that, what does it look like on the other one where it does exist? Okay. Where's one that already has the template set up? This one does. Okay, so we're going to go in here to settings, and we're going to look at pages, and we're going to see branch : GH pages, source branch GH pages. KBD. I'm not sure which one of these should be highlighted. Well, I guess we'll find out in a minute. Why not both? All right, so once they select that, then they're going to select /root. Yep, and then save. So those are the steps, right? Yeah, all right, those are the steps. Excellent. Generally, use this template. KBD, use this template. KBD process takes about 30 seconds. You can check to see if it's complete at Once it finishes, it may take up to 5 minutes for the first pages deploy to complete. Once the action, it may take up to 5 minutes. There, that's good. This is good. Good news, your blog is ready. Time to create your first post. All right. View blog. GitHub.io. You can view your blog at, there we go. All right. I think this is good. I keep on saying that over and over again, but I do. I'm going to show you your blog is ready. Visit to make your first post. View your blog. Don't see your blog. Let's see. troubleshooting. Let's just move this all down. Issue on https github.com j6 bliss demo template. All right, I think this is really, really, really good. Good wording. Oh, and then add comments. New post. Just a few steps to finish up. All right, create your first post. 1, 2, 3. To enable comments. Okay, so what do we need to do? Utterances. We need Utterance app is installed. Okay. Visit. We'll call this Utterances app. So get them set up with comments on the blog. Let's put that up right here. Okay. Install. Select owner. Select the owner and the repo. We're all set. Comments will become issues on this repo. Issues. Nope, not that one. Oops. Should we say GH issues? Sure. GH issues. All right, I think this is top notch. Okay, I want to exclude lots of things. Definitely want to exclude anything in themes for prettier. So echo, prettier, ignore ignore, whoops, themes. Okay. And we want to ignore public because public is, well, we don't necessarily want to ignore public. We want to ignore public if we want to ignore public. All right. Oh, what's my to-do here? Oh, this old junk. They can get rid of all that garbage. Okay. Get rm-rf to do. And what is that? How's the Readme different? It's all right. Okay, let's see how this is. Owner, repo, sure. And here, actually, we'll use the brackets. And I do need, we got a to-do here. I need to put in image of what blog will look like. KBD. KBD. Call it blog or something else real nice and simple like. Will deploy to KBD, KBD, oops. So if I want to do that, then maybe, yeah, I'd have to use the curlies, but this looks all right. Config.yaml will be updated automatically according to your GitHub profile, to your public GitHub profile. Wait 30 seconds. Your blog will be ready. See next steps in the new Readme. Let's see. On pages. So additional steps. There are a few extra steps that are outlined in the new Readme, which you will see about 30 seconds after you click use this template. Let's see. About 30 after you click. There we go. A new readme.md will appear with additional instructions. It will contain the exact links you need so you don't have to go searching for, and then it will be enable GitHub pages for your default branch. Enable GitHub issues as comments via utterances. Utterances. And let's see. Let's just put that there. Settings. KBD. Settings. KBD. 2 pages. I wonder if I could use like an arrow or something, an emoji arrow. What do we got for emoji arrows? Arrow. We've got a forward arrow somewhere, don't we? We got a back arrow? Come on, we gotta have a forward arrow. You gotta be kidding me. There it is, forward. 1. I don't want to do that. There we go. Let's do this arrow again. KBD. There we go. Okay, and then we want to enable GitHub issues as comments via utterances. And then what else is there that we gotta ask them to do? Make your first post. Additional steps. No. Create your first post. Your site will be available at KBD. Sure, let's do this. KBD, and we'll just change these out. Okay, first post. The URL in the README will the bliss.js.org. Let's call this bliss and bliss. Will be pre-filled with your blog's repo. All right, let's see about that. Okay. Make prettier, add detail. All right, I am definitely up for time. It is 2 a.m. I've got to get going. But there's one more thing that needs to get done for this to be right. And that is oh, whoops. Oops. Gufo and Readme. KBD. I need to close the keyboard tags as well. If I only open them, it will create a mess. KBD, KBD, KBD. There we go. Okay, so I just need to make a change to bliss.js.org that it will pre-fill with those variables. So I'm just going to try this out. I'm going to see if it works. Can I take Bliss blog demo? Trying it out. Let's see if it works. It's running the GitHub Actions right now. So after new readme will appear with additional instructions. So I want to get that updated. Oh, okay, cool. So it starts everything out with an initial commit. That's pretty neat. And so yeah, so it is running the actions for the first time. And now we have, okay, so I don't quite like that. I think that's a bit much. So this looks good. New post, edit post, select source, branch, GH pages, click save. Yep. So I need something a little bit better, like maybe a short GIF that shows all right, and this one looks good. Oh, title is null, name is null, copyright is null. That's not good. How did that happen? So how did it get the email, but it didn't get the name? Me wonders. Let's go into the action and inspect this. So ran the template, my name is equal to null. How could we end up with my name is equal to null? Because that's not quite right, you know? Oops. Ah, what happened? Let's go into GA template and see how that might have happened. So it would have gotten user. Let me go make a personal access token real quick. One that I will delete quite shortly. All right, let's go to developer settings, personal access tokens. We're going to generate a new token. And note expiration is custom. I guess. Yeah, sure. And what rights does it have? Nothing. All right, read user profile data. Delete repo right discussions. None of that. Admin org, workflow, repo. Yeah, I think that's it. Delete me, screencast. All right. So we're going to use this one real quick, and then I'm going to delete it. It shouldn't have access to anything except for stuff that I don't care if anybody sees. So what I want to do is curl -h authorization and then x access token like this. Yeah. Oh, it's not basic. I said it was basic, but it's not basic. Whatever. All right, let's go. Where am I trying to take a look at? User, right here. So let's curl user. It does have authentication. Except, well, let's just try throwing this in there just in case. Get authenticated user. Okay, so let's not use that one. I'm just going to delete that. We're going to go back here, wherever that was. We're just going to delete that token. And we're going to go into here on this, and we're just going to go back to this one, which I guess that won't much matter, but whatever. I'm going to go back to the template here. Scripts, GA template, and where was that at? Yeah. We're going to re-enable the tried and true and see how it do. Of course, now I want to go back here and go to, oops, not 1 minute ago. I want to go to all the history, go to the initial commit, and I want to see the config file. There we go. I copied the config file, so let's go back to the present, go into the config file, edit, and that was tarded, uber tarded. I didn't want to copy the name of config.yaml. I want to copy the contents. How do I copy the contents? Show comments. Show me the file. Show me the whole file, nothing but the file. Good enough. All right. So action should run here. We should see the template. Ooh. Oh, JQ is already installed. All right, template fails because why? Okay, okay. I get that. So let's go here and rename this TPL. See if that does it for us. All right, so after this, I really do need to just get Bliss to work with those query params. And I've already kind of got that set up. All right. Let's see here. Git pull scripts G template rm-rf or true. How about that? All right. Oh no, I don't want to go where it's generated from. Let's go back here. And we're going to scripts. And we're going to go in here. And we're going to say that it's going to do this or true. Great. And actions are going. It's building. That's cool. JQ is already installed, so I should do a check for some of these things. All right, looks like it worked. Let's go back here. Let's go check our config.yaml. Good. Good, 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 good. Exactly what it should be. All right, and let's see if these instructions are correct. So go to Utterances, click configure, select another repository, and blog, list blog demo, save. Cool. Alrighty. Oh, and I should probably, is this going to be target blank? No, it's not. All right, so, owner, repo, branch, and it's a GitHub template. So let's go do that, and then this is good. Okay. Let's see. Pick this. And then basically I want to reword this one. And all of these I'm just going to turn into fix-ups. Feature. Add script and add script to template self. There we go. Git push-f origin main. Git rebase head 3, nope, 2. All right, let's see this. Yeah, we'll call it initial commit, sure, why not? There we go. All right, let's get rid of this and this and this. Just close out some tabs and prepare for maximum success. All right, I think I might stop the stream and restart it. Just so that there's a good, I mean, this has been a few hours now, so I just kind of thinking maybe give it a good cutoff point, and then also focus on the next piece, which is bliss. But I'm just going to go through here real quick and see what I can CCC. Bliss blog demo, is that what we got here? This one's looking good. Hello world, I do tech stuff, home, blog, hello world, suggest edit, opens right up like a charm. It's good stuff, real good stuff. See, I don't want to test out those other changes today. Let's see, hello world. Yeah, it's all good. And then bonus, I just found out about this. If you have a file called 404.html on your GitHub pages, then it will do custom 404 pages for you, which is kind of cool. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, Bliss blog demo. So I'm going to go ahead into the danger zone and delete this because I don't need it no more. I don't think. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I do. All right, if you like this, give it a like. If you're interested in following along with this project as well as others, go ahead and give the old subscribe and hit the bell for personalized notifications. If you've got any comments or questions, thoughts, complaints, blah, 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 leave it down in the comments below and check out the doobly-doo for related and unrelated links. With that, I'll be back in just a minute because I'm just going to basically update the stream and do the other thing so that I can not add another hour onto this for something that's not related to this particular task. But this is all working. I will paste this. This is going to move, but I'm going to go ahead and add it right now to the description on YouTube. So here it goes. And boop, 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 boop. All right, template project, and then there's one other thing I got to link in. Let's link in this. And I just hit save. So now that is available in the YouTube description. Alrighty. So I'm going to peace out. You have a good one. Have the best night ever. Feel free to join back in about 5 minutes. Adios. Now I go find the end stream button and I do this thingy right in the stream. Oh, the end stream button's not working. That happens like